probable thing. I still don't have a deep belief in my heart, unfortunately. If that makes sense to you.
If you believe in heaven and hell, you would also believe that something created heaven and hell, right? So that something would be the one that is the creator.
Yeah, I'm more leaning towards that. I don't all the way believe it in my heart, but it's more there. I'm leaning yes with God.
So you don't believe that the universe came by itself, right?
Well, I believe it came at a certain time, like the Big Bang Theory. And it also makes sense that God would be the one that created it. But I'm leaning towards that. It's like there's a difference between believing it all the way in your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Between that and being like, yeah, that might be the, I'm like in the lukewarm sense, believing in God still.
Yeah, it's like for example, if I were to ask you, would you believe your dad is your dad without having any DNA test?
I do believe my dad is my dad, yes.
Without any kind of proof, right?
I don't have any DNA test, yes.
Yeah, but you do believe that your dad is your dad without any DNA proof, right?
Yes.
So believing without any proof doesn't make it wrong. So I would actually agree that if you do believe in God, it can make it true also.
It can make it what?
True.
Well, it's either it's true or it's not. It's not dependent on whether I believe it or not.
But if you
because what I believe is that truth is not dependent on the perception of people. I think the truth is the way it is, and and you have your whatever you believe yourself.
But you do believe in the absolute truth, right?
What?
Do you believe in the absolute truth? Yeah. So if you have, would it be logical to believe that this universe came out by itself? No, right?
Well, the Big Bang Theory doesn't have an explanation as to why all that happened. How could it happen all by itself? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so something cannot come out from nothing, right? If let's say I have a phone here, so my phone couldn't have come up from nothing, right? Someone made the phone and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you believe in God in a way, you want to pick it up first? If you have the slight belief in God in a way, would you believe that God will not create mankind and leave us living by ourselves?
Yeah.
Or do you believe that God will send guidance to humanity?
If I believe God was sent to humanity.
I mean send guidance.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
So how would you believe that God would send guidance? How would you believe that God will send guidance? Is it through science
Scripture
or scripture?
Well, the science could be. I think it's like the science. You can figure out. This is that, and that leads to that. But the science alone isn't enough because you need a way to interpret it, right? Let's say like we take the science and we see that, okay, if we do this happens. And then we have, you add these theories as to why that is and all that is. And so I think the science can be a tool to, help you deepen your understanding of what's going on, but you need you still, if you just do science alone, you could still be led in the wrong direction. With what
Yes,
you, how you, if you interpret it the wrong way.
because science is something that people use it as evidence. Like say for example, I think about 100 or 200 years ago, scientists believe that sun does not move; it stays. So in this modern age, they have discovered that the sun actually it moves around the galaxy. So science can differ, science can change, but
Yeah.
the absolute truth cannot change.
See.
So if you just so you mentioned about scriptures, how would you know which scriptures are true and which one are not?
Yeah, that's the thing. Because what you have is logic. You use logic, but at the fundament, you have the axiomatic. You have like you have these things at the bottom that you just assume. You take them as true, but you cannot prove them or disprove them. You know,
Mm.
so the only way I see it is to like take the different ones and see for myself which makes the most sense.
According to you, according to your research, which religion makes more sense?
Meher Baba.
What?